Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you're a Canadian business owner, you're probably always thinking about your next big equipment purchase. But here's the thing, a major tax incentive is disappearing, and the rules for getting financing are tightening up. We're going to break down exactly what you need to know right now. Okay, let's just dive right into the big one. Should you lease or buy? It's such a critical question. Whether you're eyeing a new truck, an excavator, or some piece of specialized machinery, the choice you make can seriously impact your cash flow and your tax bill for years. It's a huge deal. And the reason we're talking about this right now is because the landscape is shifting under our feet. There's this key government incentive that could save you thousands, and it's starting to vanish. So paying close attention to this is, well, it's absolutely critical. All right, so let's start with this limited time opportunity the Canadian government put out there to get people investing. You really have to understand this piece of the puzzle to make the smartest choice for your business. Think of it like this. Capital Cost Allowance, or CCA, is just the official way you get to claim depreciation on your taxes for your business assets. It's the standard year-after-year deduction. But for a while now, there's been a special rule in play. And this special rule was a total game changer. It's called the Accelerated Investment Incentive, or AII, and it was designed to get businesses like yours to invest by giving you a much, much bigger tax deduction in that very first year you own a new piece of gear. And this slide really shows you the difference. See, normally there's something called the half-year rule, which basically cuts your first-year claim in half. But with the AII, boom, that rule was completely suspended. That lets you claim a way bigger deduction right out of the gate. So what's the bottom line? For equipment you bought before 2024, the AII allowed a first-year deduction of up to 3 times the normal amount. That is a massive boost to your cash flow when you need it most. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. That incredible 3x benefit, it's already gone. We are now smack in the middle of the phase-out period where the benefit is smaller, and after 2027, it disappears completely. The clock is absolutely ticking to take advantage of what's left. So how does this whole fading tax break thing affect that age-old question, should you lease or should you buy? Let's get practical and look at a real-world example to see how the numbers actually play out. First, you gotta understand this fundamental difference in how the tax man sees it. When you lease, your whole payment is an operating cost, so you can pretty much write the whole thing off. But when you buy with a loan, you own the asset. That means you deduct the loan interest, plus that annual depreciation we talked about, the CCA. And this is where it gets really interesting. We ran the numbers using a real term sheet for a new truck. Buying it with a 5-year loan costs you about $98,000. Leasing it for 5 years and then buying it out, over $102,000. But look at the tax savings. They're almost identical. So what's the big lesson here? It's simple. You have to look at the total cost of ownership, not just the tax deduction. Who cares about a bigger write-off if it's attached to a deal that costs you thousands more in the first place? Okay, now let's look ahead, because how you actually get approved for financing is changing too. It's not just about what you buy anymore, it's about how you prove you can pay for it. We're hearing from industry experts that lenders are getting more cautious. They're tightening their criteria, and it feels a lot like what happened after the 2008 financial crisis. And what that means for you is that getting approved is just plain getting tougher. And here's the real shift. Lenders are digging deeper. A great credit score by itself just isn't cutting it anymore. They want to see proof of consistent cash flow. They want to see your actual performance, not just your promises of what you're gonna earn. The message here is simple. Be prepared. Seriously, don't wait until you've found the perfect machine to get your books in order. Lenders want to see the story your numbers tell, and the best approvals, the best rates, they all go to the businesses that can prove their financial health quickly and clearly. So, how do you pull all this information together into a smart, actionable plan for your next big purchase? Well, we've boiled it down into a simple 4-step playbook. First, assess the urgency. Does that fading tax incentive mean you should act now? Second, compare the total cost. Don't just look at the monthly payment. Third, get your financials ready for this new proof-based lending world. And finally, make a strategic choice that actually fits with your business growth, not just one that saves you a few bucks on taxes. Because ultimately, this decision is about so much more than just numbers on a page, right? It's about empowering your business for whatever comes next. It's about making your choice with confidence. Thanks for tuning in to The Explainer.